Hello Internet, my name is Max. I've been making games as a hobby for about 10 years now, on and off. I just saw Brackeys 10-minute game challenge and I wanted to chime in with Breakout. So I've got a blank Unity project here, ready to go. I've got my 10-minute timer set, and I don't like long YouTube intros, so let's get started. Ready, set, go! Alright, so the first thing that we want to do is create our ball. So let's make a new sprite. Let's call it ball. Let's pick the knob because it's nice and circular. And we're going to rely on physics to do most of the heavy lifting for us. So let's go ahead and create a box collider rigid body, turn off gravity because we don't want it falling to the bottom, and let's make a new ball script. Okay, so here's our ball. So we're going to need some kind of speed. Let's set it to 5 and see how that feels. And then I need some kind of respawn function. So I want to reset the position back down to 0, and I want to give it some random velocity. Now, you shouldn't be calling getComponent every time you want to do something, but I'm trying to do things as fast as possible, which means I've got to do things not that nice. I want to normalize that, and I want to multiply that by the speed. Okay. And I want to make sure that I call this respawn function from here. Okay, the next thing I'm going to need is some walls to make sure this doesn't actually bounce around. So I'm going to need a square sprite. So let's just go ahead and make a 64 by 64 pixel PNG. Save that here. Unity doesn't have a good square sprite to use by default, unfortunately. I'm going to set the pixels per unit to 64 to make sure that it's going to be exactly 1 unit wide. It'll make it easier to do some math on later on. Okay, I've got my square. Now I need to actually make my wall. So the wall needs to be square, and it's going to need a box collider to stop the ball from going through. Okay, so put a wall on this side, put a wall on this side, and put a wall up top. Okay, that'll stop the ball from going through. And then at the bottom, I'm going to need a special wall. Just going to add a trigger, and I'm going to create a new script called bounds. And we're just going to want to check to see when the ball goes out of bounds. Okay, so all this guy is going to need is an on-trigger enter. .getComponent. Respawn. Okay. Let's make sure this works really quick. Sanity check. They don't have any errors. Cool. And look at that, it respawned. It did get stuck to the wall though. So, forgot we need to fix that. We're going to want to create a bouncy material. Friction, bounciness. Make it nice and bouncy, add that to our ball. That should fix that. All right, so the next thing we're going to need is a paddle for the player to control. So spawn up another new sprite. Let's call it a paddle. Let's grab the square. This guy is also going to need a box collider and rigid body, just like our ball. And just like the ball, we don't want gravity scale, but we also don't want it to rotate, and we don't want it to move around on the y-axis. So that looks like a good paddle. That looks like a good position. Then we need an actual paddle script to drive it. So again, we're going to need some kind of speed here. Let's go with 5 again. This should work nicely for us. And we're going to want to keep track of whatever the user's input is from the render frame and use it on the actual physics frame. Get axis raw. Horizontal, okay, and then we're going to want a fixed update. And again, you don't want to call getComponent every frame, but I'm doing things fast. So, vector2.write times the input times the speed. Okay, and now we should have a paddle that we can move around that the ball bounces on. Cool, works. How much time we have? 5 minutes. Okay, the other half of the game, the breaks. So I need to create a new sprite again. I'm going to call this guy brick. I'm going to give it that square again. I'm going to make it look like a brick. That looks like a brick. Okay, this guy is also going to need a box collider so that the ball can interact with it. And we're going to need some brick script, not sprit. I can't talk this fast. Okay, so all that this guy needs is an on collision enter. Whoops, that's the wrong type. Don't do that, that's the 3D physics engine. You'll pull your hair out. Okay, and then, no, I don't care about the other one. I just want to destroy this whenever it gets hit. That's it. That's all we need. But we need to spawn a bunch of these, and we need to actually manage them. So let's turn this into a prefab. Let's remove that guy, and we need another. Actually, let's do this way. Another guy, and I'm going to call him our brick manager. So I'm going to add, oh shoot, brick manager script. And let's go and modify this guy. Okay, this guy's going to be responsible for spawning everything. So we need to know how many rows we want. We need to know how many columns we want. We need some spacing between the bricks. We need to know what the brick prefab itself is. And I think we're good. Oh, and we're going to want to keep track of all the bricks so that we can clear them out when we lose. New list game object. All right. So let's make a public void reset. First thing we're going to want to do is go through each of our existing bricks and clear those out. Okay, and then clear out the array itself so that we can reuse it. Okay, so bricks.clear. So now we need to actually go through and create them. So we're going to want to go through x, lots less than the number of columns we have. This is going left to right. Y is equal to 0. Y is less than the number of rows that we have. This is going top to bottom. Spawn position. Okay, so we're going to cheat and we're just going to use the brick manager as an anchor and add a new vector 2 on top of that, which is some offset from whatever we define here. So, ooh, I don't like the spacing, but who cares? Okay, so let's see, I need x. This is going across. I need to know how thick this thing is, so I need to grab the brick prefab. Grab the x scale. This is where that 1 unit comes in handy. And add in our spacing. And I'm going to want to do that again for the y. And the y is going down, so we've got to subtract. Okay, that's our spawn position, so let's actually spawn it. Instantiate brick prefab, add our spawn position with identity, and let's add it into our bricks. Okay, and I need to call reset level. How much time do I have? 1 minute. Okay, come on. Come on, come on. Where's my brick manager? Right here. I want you up here. No! What did I do? Ah, I need to make sure it casts this down to a vector 2. I also need to make sure, I think my brick manager has a prefab I need to set. Oh shoot, I forgot to set the rows and columns. I'll do that in here. It's fine. We'll do 5, we'll do 5, we'll do 0.1 spacing. We will grab the brick prefab. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Faster, faster. Okay, that looks good. It needs to be a little bit more centered though, so let's push this over here. Okay, there it is. And we just need it to get reset, because when the ball goes out, we lose, right? So we gotta actually reset that. So I'm gonna cheat again with find object of type brick manager dot reset level. And I have 40 seconds left. Okay, cool, 40 seconds, what can I do? What can I do? I think everything's mostly good, but it doesn't look very good. Let's modify this. Give us a nice dark gray color. Okay, come on. Make sure everything actually works. Got my bricks up there. And nice. Okay. So last thing is the ball doesn't look very good with how fast it's going. How can I make it faster? Let's make it twice as fast. Oh, shoot, I lost. But look, it respawned. It works. Oh, I forgot one thing. Okay, ignore the timer. I wasted 10 seconds. There's one important piece. The brick manager. That timer doesn't count because I spent 20 seconds thinking of what I should do. Bricks remove game object, and then if bricks.count equals 0, reset level. There. And wait, no, I need to actually call that. Find object of type brick manager dot reset level. Okay, those 20 seconds didn't count because I spent 20 seconds thinking I was done without realizing I forgot one part. So I'm claiming those 20 seconds back. Ooh, except I appear to have broken things. Brick, why would I call reset level from brick? That's not good. I want to call remove brick. Okay, now I'm 10 seconds over because I messed up. Alright, now it should work. Let's see if we can play through the game. That's good spawn, come on. Give me a good corner. Yeah, okay, the problem is the ball's kind of standing still, which isn't great, but there we go. We've got classic Breakout in 10 minutes plus 1 second of cheating. Boom, the classic. So, how did I do this in 10 minutes? You're either watching this and you're thinking, that was really easy or that was really hard. That was really easy because I did it in 10 minutes, sure, but this wasn't my first attempt trying to do it in 10 minutes. I actually tried to do this yesterday without any kind of time limits or anything. It took me about an hour or two. I wasn't really keeping track. It was a little bit more polished than what I have here, but it allowed me to figure out how I wanted to tackle each of the problems and what was the easiest way to get around everything and how I could do it and achieve it in 10 minutes. And then today I tried to record it, and I had to do a couple of takes because I had random things messing up, like my IDE wouldn't open, it would freeze, or Unity would crash, and I would lose 30 seconds that I needed to actually make the complete game. So if it looks easy, it's because I had to practice it a couple of times. And to be fair, Brackeys on his example did as well. That wasn't his first time sitting down. Someone told him, hey, make Super Hexagon, and he made it in 10 minutes. He thought about what he wanted to do. He said on the video that he had some practice beforehand, and then he was able to make it. But it's still tough. I'm still going 100 miles an hour, and I don't have time to stop. I don't have time to think. And I have to hope that everything kind of works out correctly. If you're still thinking it's too easy on top of that, this isn't even really a full game, right? This is just one core mechanic of one game. Making a complete game takes a lot more work, takes a lot more effort to actually make a finished product. A lot of the times you'll spend, if you're going to make a full game, 1 or 2 weeks making the actual game, and then a year just polishing the content and making it suitable for somebody to actually play. So if you want to see how far somebody can take Breakout, there is a great game called Dust Force that you should go check out. Now, on the other hand, if you're thinking that this looked like it was too hard, well, you just heard that I had some practice beforehand, so I knew a little bit what I was doing. But also, I've been doing this for about 10 years, so even when I didn't have any practice and I was going blind, it didn't take too long to get to this point. Really, it's all just about practicing and getting better and continuing to make more and more projects until you can figure out how to piece things together, how to break problems down into their individual pieces. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you had fun watching me, if you want to see what I'm up to when I do my game development, I've got a Twitter that I try and post a GIF a week for what I'm working on. And if you want to see what it's like to create a real game, or at least more real than this 10-minute Breakout version, I'm going to be participating in a 48-hour game jam and streaming the whole process. So you'll be able to see not what it looks like with a little bit of practice beforehand, but going in and actually not knowing what I'm going to work on until I start working on the project itself. So hope you had fun. Best of luck. Have fun with your own 10-minute game challenges. Leave a comment below if you did one yourself, and see you later.